I'm looking at your 5 steps and
Yes.
started out faith in God's power to take away pain and fear around people. That was one of the things, that was the first thing that you wrote in your article.
Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly. And I think we've talked about that
Yeah.
because, having the faith in the power of God to
Yeah.
take away the pain and fear associated with
Hmm.
feeling apprehensive around people.
Hmm.
And,
Hmm.
you know, look for the Christly qualities in others. If you don't want to say anything, don't say anything, but just look at people and appreciate the qualities that come from God
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
each person.
Yes.
And if you don't feel like saying anything, you don't have to say anything. I mean, I think one of the things I started out doing was complimenting people because everybody wants to feel valued,
Hmm.
right, and appreciated themselves. So that's what I think that might have been what I did. I know somewhere along the line I absolutely incorporated that. I looked for how can I view this person the way God sees them, and maybe they were just uh, wearing a piece of jewelry I liked, or maybe they were kind to somebody and I could comment on it. And I didn't have to have an in-depth conversation, but I just started by focusing on what was good in another person.
But and in that respect, I'm good with that because that comes natural with me. As I say, one on one, I always
Yeah.
see the good in people, and I always bring it out. I always tell them because a lot of people don't see all the good in them, and God has given me that gift where I don't care who I meet. I always see the good and I always tell them about the good in them. And sometimes they're even surprised, like, and I'm like, you don't know yourself, you know? So that part, I'm good with that. As I said, one on one, I go to people, talk to them, encourage them. As I say, I'm their
Mhm.
cheerleader. That's why God told me I'm a spiritual
You
cheer,
are.
and that comes natural. My thing, my problem is a group setting, but one on
Mhm.
one, that and that's where you and I again we have so much in common because we both do the
I-
same thing. We see the good in people and we let them know, and we let them also see God in every situation. See God and see the good in every situation and see the good in yourself also. Because a lot of people spend a lot of time putting themselves down. They always talking about themselves, and I'm like, but what about this about you? And they look at me straight. I say, I'm telling you about yourself. All the
Mhm.
good things that I see in you and that God sees in you and that God put in you.
Exactly. You are so right on, and people feel that love, that that agape love, which
Yes.
just you bring with you wherever you go. And it's why people want you specifically to speak in front of others, is because they want to know what it is that you have to say, because you bring that love with you. You're trusting God
Yep.
all the time,
Yep.
right?
Yep. He's
Right.
all the
And,
time. Hey, we talk
mhm,
about everything. It doesn't matter what.
yeah,
That's about
it is. And so maybe in the first year you'll be talking to two people, and then maybe you'll add a third person, and then maybe add a fourth person, and then maybe add a fifth person. You have to have mercy for yourself and compassion for yourself. You're willing to take the step, but you're really needing God to to be right there with you, and to know God is right there with you, and to absolutely have full faith that he is right there with you, and that there's nothing out there to fear. There's not.
and I feel that God is as you said, God is leading the way, and whatever He wants me to do, even though I may be saying all this now, if the day He wants me to speak in front of people, it will happen because like now I
Yeah.
am here to do this and I'm doing it. So with God, you can do all this. Oh Lord, I don't want, but when He's ready to use you, He's going to use you to do His work for His glory. And you're going to say, I know it wasn't
Absolutely.
me. This is God that made me do this because
Hmm.
of God equipped me to do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you had to make a presentation in front of, let's just say you had to make a presentation in front of Jesus and his disciples, what would you do?
Ooh, that would be like, ooh. It's like when you know, like when you're a fan of, and you go and you see your favorite artist, that would be like me seeing G. Oh boy, I don't know what, I'll fall out. People scream and carry on. I'll be screaming and carrying on like how they do in these concerts.
Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
I'd be really acting up. If, yeah, I'm telling you, I don't know. Yeah.
You would do it. You would do it because you would know you were loved,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
right?
Hmm. And then I think
So
we also touch on this one, the two, which is you trusted God to help you. That was.
yes, yes, and not look for causes
Mm-hmm.
for my demeanor,
Mm-hmm.
right? Sometimes we look for causes. We look for, well, this happened in my past,
Mm.
or I was just born that way, or um,
That I use that one.
yeah, it's just born that way,
Yes.
right? Well, I go back to, if we're the image and likeness of God, is the likeness of God shy?
Oh no.
So
Not
then you,
not our Abba Father. He's not shy.
he's
Not.
not shy. So if you're God's image and likeness, then the real you, the spiritual you, also has to be all, not in the quantity of what God is, but in the qualities that God is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true.
So
Yeah,
don't look for demeanor. Don't look to the past, and to the cause.
studied Moses about Moses' speech impediment.
Yes, right. Because he he was afraid
Hmm.
to go
Yeah, because this
to
is,
Pharaoh.
that's what he said.
Yeah,
I
I
stuttered.
need to go. Who am I?
Yes.
Who am I to go do this? And don't we say that to ourselves often? Who am I
Yes.
to go talk to this group? Well, who are you not to? Surely God will be with your mouth as
Mm-hmm.
he was with Moses'
Mm-hmm.
mouth,
Mm-hmm.
and God will teach you what to say, how to say it, when to say it, and who to say it to. And
Agree.
that's true for each of you,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Each of you.
Yes. And this is for all shy people. Take notes of this. This I know it's not going to happen overnight, but you if you start somewhere and
Start somewhere.
start somewhere. And again, these steps are in the article in www Greatest Jesus and Me online Christian magazine. So if you're not taking the notes now, you can go back there and keep reading them and keep practicing them until it happens for you. And then the fourth one is you got involved with people until it became second nature. And I think that's what you were talking about. You were reaching out to people, you started out giving compliments and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Because I mean, I do remember the days when I would sit in a car and I'd be like, I hope nobody expects me to talk because I don't have anything to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I really felt I had absolutely nothing to say. I couldn't even think of anything. But then when I started getting the focus off of myself
Mhm.
and onto others, it just opened up, right? because I wasn't thinking about myself at all. And people generally do like to talk about themselves. So if you ask them a question, they, first of all, at that point, they probably took over the conversation,
Mm-hmm.
but at least they didn't perceive me as being shy. They may have thought I was quiet, because I asked them a question and they took it from there. But it is taking our thought away from ourselves and just asking other people what it is that something about them. Where did you meet your husband, or where's the favorite place you've ever traveled to? And just ask questions, be involved in the other person, and then you can sit back and relax for a while. But then if somebody does ask you a question, know that what you have to say is equally as interesting and valuable, that you might be able to say something that will bring a thought to the other person that they hadn't thought of before.
Mm-hmm. 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 And I was just thinking while you were talking that I do many times when I'm in group settings and so forth, I have some ideas that I would like to share.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't share it, but then you hear somebody singing like, "Oh, if I didn't, I could have said it." But and it just the spirit just hit me and said, "I'm self-conscious." And my thing is, I feel all those eyes, because as soon as you start talking, everybody turn around and start looking at you. And when I feel eyes on me, I feel like I'm going like this. So that's where my issue comes in. If people were not to look at me when I'm talking, I think I would be okay. But I feel as soon as I start talking, because if you're the one sharing, everybody's eyes are going to start. Everybody's going to start looking at you, and that's where I lose it.
Right, because you're feeling judged. So right, you feel judged.
Yeah, I don't know so much about being judged. I just don't like being the center of
attention.
I don't like being the center of attention anywhere. I just want to sneak in, sit down, nobody see me. I like to work behind the scenes. I'm not the flashy person that wants everybody to see them and know them. That's not me. I don't want that attention. So when I get that attention, when I become the focus of attention, it makes me very uncomfortable.
But you are not the focus of the attention.
Well,
it's
that's
your
what I need to work
ideas.
Yes.
It's the ideas that you have that are the focus of attention. And those ideas come from God. So it's not it's what you're saying, which are the ideas, right. And that's where so look under the word self-conscious, and then everything about that definition, bring that to God.
Yes.
So
yes.
So self. What is it about self? Well, you are the expression of a wonderful God that loves and expresses truth and goodness and kindness. And so that's who you are. You're not, you want to take it away from self. Right? So look at that word and then conscious. Let's just always be conscious of who God is and how God is working through us. And then it will be just like the mortal picture of ourselves is not there, and we're just ambassadors for Christ.
Right, right. Well, and it's going to take some changing my mindset to think that way, because I hear you and it sounds good and it sounds right, and I know it is right, But the fact remains is, even though I know I'm a vessel and God is speaking through me, I feel they're looking at me. And that's where, again, when I feel eyes on me, and my husband can tell you, I don't like if we go somewhere, if we go
Mm,
to, if it's a wedding reception, whatever, I don't like to be the last one to walk in because normally everybody's seated. And if
mhm.
you are rushing in, everybody's looking at you. Even that makes me uncomfortable. I like to be the first one, sit down, and be the one watching everybody walk in than being the last one, but everybody's watching. Now,
Right.
other people like to be the center of attention, so they make it a point to get there late because they want everybody eyes on them. I don't like eyes on me. That's where my stuff comes in. So I really have to work on that mindset. The
Right, right. It does. And gosh, there's so much that can be said about that. And I think I'll just talk to you more about that at another time.
yes, yes, we can again. I know this is not going to be our last time here because um, again, the first time you were a guest, but then you know your family, and we definitely need to keep talking because you bring a lot to the table that I know people want to hear. So definitely, we will get back to you will be back again. And then the last one that you had is let go of prejudging what others might say. And I know you touched on this also too.
Yes, right, right. We did. We touched on this because we don't want to uh, think that somebody might be thinking something poorly about us,
Mm-hmm.
right? We can walk into every opportunity with uh, everyone can see the good in me. Everyone can see something to appreciate about me. Um, not what not what's flawed, what seems to be flawed, right? Because even if you think it's a flaw, somebody else might think it's endearing.
Yes.
So, like, just stop judging yourself. Like, just really see yourself the way God sees you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guarantee most of you are seeing other people with the highest concept. So why not do the same to yourself? Love your neighbor as yourself,
Yes.
not better than yourself,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yourself, with that same compassion, with that same under, understanding of who you are as God's loved child. And, so I say every one of us are God's children, and we have been given the ability to see talents and qualities in each other as well as ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a must. It's a must every day when you should be praying for yourself
Mm-hmm.
and saying, this is who I am.
Mm-hmm.
This is my identity, is who God created me to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all good. And if it isn't good, it will come up to the surface to be wiped clean. But really focus on how valuable you are, the good things about yourself, and that the ideas God has given you, He's given you them to share.
Yes, it's not. I always say what God gives us is not for us to keep; it's for us to give others.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Ours
Exactly.
to give others and to bless others. So
Right. Right. Now, God's got His eye on you.
I know that. Yeah, I know. Yep.
And what do they say in Isaiah? Something like, who will go for me? And Isaiah says, or who will heal the world, or something like that. Here am I, send me.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I know. But this has been very good. Um, I know that there are many out there that are going to be blessed with this conversation that you and I just had, because this is a conversation that is difficult for many to have too with other people. They don't openly want other people, oh, I'm shy, people don't talk about this, but it's good to have this conversation to understand that you are not alone. There are many of us like you, and there are many that have been able to overcome, just like you overcome maybe anger or other things.
Right.
This is also one of those things. And Jenny, with God's help, was able to overcome it, and God lifted that off of you, that spirit. And again, if God did it for you, He'll do it for anybody else, because you said it, God is no respecter of person. So
Exactly. Exactly. He loves you. He wants you to be that shining star
yes,
that you are.
yes.
He wants you. He wouldn't have said, let your light so shine upon men,
Mhm.
if, but if he's going to say, but quietly, no.
Ah, you said it well. You said it well. So again, Jenny, thank you so much for spending this time with us and for enlightening us and for encouraging us and uplifting us and giving us words of comfort and letting us know that with God, all things are possible. We just have to trust God and know that
Mhm.
God can change us and help us change. We just have to be willing and ready to take that step.
That's right. Take action. Exactly.
Have faith in God. So, any last words for our viewers?
Just, I'm going to reiterate what you just said, is you can listen all you want, but you need to take just one tiny step in trusting that God is with you wherever you go, and that your ideas, the ideas he gives you are there to give to the world. And there's no judgment on you. You are the apple of his eye, and people want to see and hear all these ideas that you have, that God has given you. Just that, I just feel that love. Just feel that love.
Know that you're loved. Know
Mm-hmm.
that you're loved by your Creator.
By your
One of the
Creator.
things I'm going to do, I'm going to put your contact information in the description so that if people want to reach out to you, especially with your coaching,
Yes.
that coaching to me is very important for people to know their calling and walk in their calling, not just have it there and not doing anything with it. Understand, if you have a calling, use it for God's glory. So I think
Yeah.
that coaching that you do is very important, especially for us Christians that may feel lost, don't know, oh, I don't know, I'm not good at anything, I don't think I have a gift. I've heard people say, I don't think
Oh,
we all have gifts. We all
yeah.
have.
You couldn't say it any better. Oh my goodness. You'd be a great publicist.
But this is another thing God wants me to do. He wants to make sure that we encourage each other, support each other, and that we let people know what we're doing, that we're here to help, to guide, to coach, whatever it is we're doing. Everybody has, again, a different gift, a different calling. And the idea is to put it out there for people to know.
Exactly.
So, Jenny.
Many blessings to
Yes.
each and every one of you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here with us. And folks, again, go to www.greatestjesusandme.com, my online Christian magazine, and read this entire article that my guest writer, Jenny, wrote. And go to Greater is Jesus and Me YouTube channel and subscribe now. You can keep up with these videos that are going to inspire, uplift, encourage, motivate, empower you so that you can be your best version and live the life God wants you to live. Be blessed, and until next time.